Hi Hillary, what are you doing here? I thought I sent you away 4 years ago so you would not be able to ruin my re-election chances. Just kidding. Not.
Very funny. I thought I would come visit you and see how things were going.
Thank you. Well, I am trying to follow my playbook.
Playbook?
Yes. I am successfully following Saul's playbook with help from Media Matters and Soros. So far, I have run the national debt up north of 15 trillion or so, and of course you know I followed your Hillary healthcare playbook with a couple of exceptions and got my healthcare law passed on March 23, 2010.
What do you mean Hillary Care Health book with a couple of exceptions?
What I did a little differently than you was to promise groups like the Church, the American Medical Association, the AARP and Big Pharma anything they wanted in exchange for their financial and public support at the front end of putting together the healthcare legislation. Then when the law passed and all of them came to collect, booyah, we screwed them real bad. It is a great formula that I learned from Saul during my days at the Midwest Group in the 80s when I was a community organizer.
Right. I read about that. How about that Bart Stupik? He was the deciding vote for the healthcare law, was he not?
Yes. And he was a stubborn little bugger. We really shook him down for his vote. He made me sign that executive order which I had no intention of honoring. In exchange, I promised to find him a job when he left the House of Representatives. He is now working in the produce department in a grocery store somewhere in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. Since people were not that happy with him after we forced him to vote for the healthcare plan, he now goes by the name of Jimmy under our witness protection program.
Nice. I would think you would be happy since you passed Obamacare.
Well, I am, but what bothers me is the American people continue not to like the law, and in fact the poll numbers continue to tank, almost as fast as my recent approval ratings. I am also worried that the Supreme Court will rule the individual mandate of the healthcare law as unconstitutional when they take this up at the end of March 2012. Do you think that the disrespectful comments that I made to the judges in front of millions of people during my State of the Union speech in 2010 could come back to hurt me?
No, I do not think so. I am sure they will not be that mad that you embarrassed the highest court in the land in front of 60 million people. So what are you going to do to gain greater public acceptance of the healthcare law?
Well, what I usually do. I will do things that nobody likes but me, but just to be sure I can get this puppy moving, I think I better try to get state health exchanges set up. I figure if I keep throwing millions of dollars at the states to do this, even though more than half of them have not implemented the exchanges yet, which is necessary for the law to work, the states will accept my bribe since most are broke thanks to my earlier efforts over the past 3.5 years. Once they take the money, bingo, we have got them. They will then have to follow the federal law.
That is a lot of money, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but it is not my money. It is the people's money. I like to do that. I like to take money that people pay their taxes with and spend their money on things that are important only to me, like Solyndra and my re-election campaign. I also like to take credit for good stuff and make sure the bad stuff gets blamed on something or someone else. It is great being president.
I would not know. That is kind of ironic, isn't it? The people do not want Obamacare, but you use their money to force it down their throats.
Kind of like the healthcare law itself, don't you think? I figure if I control healthcare, drive up the national debt, create higher unemployment and make sure gas prices go higher and higher, I will make the people more dependent on us, and then they will be looking to be bailed out. They will have no choice than to vote for me come November 2012 in order to get their check in the mail every month. Then when I get in, I can really change our country. I will have the opportunity to appoint at least 3 new Supreme Court justices that think just like me. Maybe I will appoint that comedian guy Bill Maher. I owe him a couple of favors since he gave me $1 million. He is such a great example for my 2 girls and Michelle.
I do remember you saying that you were going to transform the country. I just did not take it in the literal sense.
Neither did anyone else. Just watch me if I win in November. Think about how much more reckless I can be at that point, since I will be term limited and will not have to suck up to anyone ever again. For your kind visit today, Michelle and I would like to offer you and Bill round-trip tickets to Afghanistan returning November 7, 2012. Plugs, and I will let you know the election results upon your return. Barack out.